So since I've got a lot of that blacktip shark left, I'm going to be smoking it. So I'm going to do a quick run-through of my smoker setup. Now I use just the most basic smoker that you can really get. This is a Brinkmann Smoke and Grill. It's the charcoal based one. It's, yeah, about as basic as you can get. I think you can get them new for like 50 bucks. I think I got this one used from a guy for like 20 bucks. The smokers are kind of like kayaks. Everybody loves the idea of doing them and watching about them, but actually doing it can be a lot of work. And I think that's what ends up with these. People buy them, use them a couple times, but then it takes so much work and preparation that they end up not wanting to do it anymore, and these just get relegated out to the corner of the yard or in the garage. So people sell them pretty cheap, so you can find them pretty easily on Craigslist. There's no real complexity to them. So, but just a real basic dude that I've had for a long time. The basic components you've got is, this is basically the charcoal pan where you put the charcoal. I actually use one of these old grates so it keeps the charcoal off the bottom. Then you usually have a second pan which will be just used for liquids, just to keep moisture in whatever you're smoking, but you can flavor it, put beer or soda or just plain water, whatever in it. It sits above it on a rack in this side there, and then the heat will cause it to kind of steam as well as the smoke, and then that, like I said, it just keeps the moisture in. I really never use it, so it just sits there. Usually have a couple of grates, so you can do a couple of levels worth of fish or food or whatever you're doing, meats. I just have a regular old steel box for the chips, smoker chips. Basically do what I'm doing now, soaking the chips in water for an hour or so before you go. Put them in the chip box, and this will go right on top of the charcoals. Then I've got a couple of different varieties. I've got cherry wood chips, and then I've got mesquite. Usually I like to use the apples and cherries, the fruit flavored chips for fish, and then more of the hickory mesquite for like beef. And then just regular lighter fluid. You want to use as little as possible just to get it started. Use newspaper or whatever. Vegetable oil gets it going good, because you don't want a lot of this absorbed and smoking into it. So I use it to get it started and then let it burn for a while, so this stuff is definitely burned through, because you don't want this added to your flavors. And just any regular old charcoal briquettes. Again, you don't want the ones that are saturated, the easy light ones, because that will permeate through your food. And that's all there is to it, pretty basic. Alright, for the rest of the shark, I'm going to be doing a smoke with it. So first thing I've got to do is brine it. So over here I've got about a 5-to-1 ratio of brown sugar with kosher salt. And I went ahead and mixed that up. Just created a layer on the base. And then I'm just going to put a layer of the sharks in there and coat them with the sugar salt mix, brine mixture, and that's going to be pulling out the liquids from these fillets. All of it covered. Now one thing I want to add is that my preparation of the shark, as you saw, was pretty quickly done. I think that's very important with any type of sharks that you prepare. The big issue is always the urea. They basically pee through their skin, so that's how they basically eliminate their waste products. So it's part of their blood system. So what you really want to do is quickly, as soon as you catch the shark, you really don't want to play the shark out too much where it gets stressed. You want to just catch it, bring it on board as soon as possible, bleed it. Some people will cut the tail off and hang it for a while. I cut through both sides of the gills and just swam it while it was still basically still moving and got as much blood out as possible. And then almost just equivalently, and probably even more so, is you want to eviscerate or basically gut out that shark as soon as possible. And that's what I did by cutting out the entire stomach cavity, taking out all the entrails, and then thoroughly scrubbing out all the insides to make sure that all the internal organs that might leach out the secretions are taken out. Then I immediately came back. I iced it down and put ice packs inside of it on the outside of it, immediately brought it back and prepared it right away. So staking it up. Just before doing this, it's been sitting in the refrigerator for a couple hours while I was waiting for the other marinade to finish. And then once that was done, then I washed these off with fresh water just to get the slime off the skin. And smelling them, there's no smell to it. Okay, you can tell right away if the shark was not handled properly, if it stinks. If it doesn't smell right, it's done for. Some people will go to the level of soaking it in buttermilk and water and so forth, and dissipate and dilute that urea smell. But it's a lot better off to just prep it correctly in the beginning, and you won't have so much of an issue. So that's where we're at now. And I think I can actually I don't like jamming these in here, but since I only have the one layer, it might be okay. That way I can cover everything. And this as well is going to pull out all those liquids out of the flesh there. And now I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator. The salt is going to basically pull all the moisture out of the fish. Probably do 6 to 12 hours, 8 to 12 hours basically of just this marinating. So probably early tomorrow morning I'll start the smoking process on it. Alright, check out the Blacktip Shark Steaks. Been marinating overnight. All that juices is what's been pulled out of them. Just like maple syrup. Wow, it's sharp juices and brown sugar, so I don't know if I'd want these on my pancakes. But they are ready to go, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to thoroughly wash them off. Specifically because of the salt, and then I'm going to put them on a drying rack and just let them air dry out under the fan for an hour or so until they pellicule creates. It's kind of that hazy, oily surface part to them. It dulls them out, and that'll allow the smoke to better adhere to the fish fillets there. So that's next. And here's the fillets all ready to go in the smoker. They've been air drying for a little over an hour now. So they're all nice and firm and ready to go on. Okay, we've got a nice bed of coals going there. So I'm going to drop our cherry wood box, smoke box. There. There. And there we go. So we've got all of our ingredients ready. I've got the flaked up shark meat here. Tastes excellent even by itself, so I'm glad I have a couple of steaks that I'm going to leave separate. Then main ingredients, I've got cream cheese, mayonnaise, and sour cream. Those are primarily the must-haves. Then I'm going to add a little bit of veggies for a little consistency, a little bit of crunch to it. And I ended up getting these little packages of Creole mix, which has yellow onion, celery, green bell pepper, red bell pepper, green onion, parsley, and garlic, already all minced up. And I've got some lemon. I'm going to throw in some little tapatio for a little bit of a kick. Some black pepper. And some paprika as well. I'm not going to really do any salt because the smoked fish has enough saltiness as is. And once I've got all mixed up, I'll go back and taste it. If it needs some salt, I'll throw some in there. Or any other spices I might want. But that's pretty basic stuff. Some veggies, mayonnaise, sour cream, cream cheese. So I'm going to start putting this all together. So the base I'm going to start with is the cream cheese. And I like using the spread, the whip. So it makes it a little bit easier to mix, as well as to have it at room temperature. This is still kind of cold, but as it warms up, it'll soften up. But that's going to be kind of the base, so I just put that as in its entirety. And then I'll add to match this, what is it, 8 ounces? Yeah, 8 ounces. Then I'm going to use a bit of mayonnaise for flavoring. Not a lot. I'll cream it up a bit. And then some sour cream, which will smooth it out a bit. And the sour cream is what I'll use for getting the texture correct. So that'll soften up the cream cheese. I'll just whip that around a bit. And you'll just add and subtract as you go to get that right consistency, because you're going to be adding liquids, solids, dry. Like the shark meat will be a little bit drier and absorb a bit. But just to get that core part mixed up. So I'm thinking this is a little bit thick, but once I add like the veggies, just do the whole thing. I'll be saving that. Just kind of fold that in. Like I said, that it gives a little bit of flavor, but also the texture and a little bit of color with the red peppers. It's nice. Some lemon. Give it a little sour zing. Okay. Again, keep mixing that up. Get those flavors mixed. And I'm going to put the shark in last, because I don't want to beat that up too much. Add a little spice and color with the pepper. This is some Tapatio hot sauce. That gives it a little bit of color as well. I'm going to put a little bit of paprika in there. And that'll really color it up as well. I'll give it just a little bit of a different flavor to it. I like pepper and everything, so get a little bit of pepper there, and that's pretty much all the ingredients we're going to add. Now I'm going to start folding in the shark. I didn't shred the shark super thin, super shredded. You could put it in a processor. You could mix it like this and put the whole thing in a processor and get more of a standard blend. But, ooh, I know what I forgot. Be right back. One of the things I forgot was the Lipton onion soup mix. That makes quick and easy spices as well. And it's a little bit thicker than I want it, so I've added pretty much all my wet ingredients so I can I know what's going to be in there. And I'm still going to add more of the shark to it because I want it really meaty. And it's not bad. Well, it's all personal preference. But I think I'm going to go a little bit more sour cream to cream it up a bit. And then cut in the rest of this shark meat in there. I want you to be able to taste the smoky fish, because it is a smoked fish dip, so. That's getting better. You can see it's kind of thinning out with that extra sour cream, so it's getting that little bit more mushier. It's kind of, really all it is like a tuna fish salad. You're just basically making like a consistency that you would have for tuna fish. And that's basically it there. Taste this. Ah, damn. That is good. That is good. No, I don't think I need to add anything. It's right there. So the flavor's right. The texture is right. I'll let you get all closer here. So you can see it's, like I said, who knows what consistency is best, but it's just kind of what your preference is. So this is, I like it a little bit more meaty, a little bit thicker there. If I wanted to thin it out more, I could add more mayonnaise if I wanted that flavor, or more sour cream. But this is just about right, so we are good to go. There you go, some smoked blacktip shark dip on crackers. And there we go. Nom nom nom. Alrighty, so here's to some smoked blacktip shark fish dip. Oh. Man, I'm going to hammer these things tonight. But I've talked about this before. If you want to get invited to go on a lot of boat fishing trips with friends, learn how to throw a cast net. Now you get invited all the time. If you like getting invited over for dinner and parties and stuff, learn how to make fish dip. That'll get you invited every single time as well. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video. And I'll see you next video. Bye.